All right, so this one, we're starting at night. We're not starting in the morning. The morning is for nerds who like to read in the morning. The night is for nerds who like to read at night, as you could expect. So, yeah, a little bit different today. Got a little bit of a drinky drink because it's Saturday night, and screw it. You know, it's Saturday night. I don't really have anything going on right now. That's the life. So I'm gonna take one of these. I usually don't drink much alcohol, maybe like 2 drinks a week. Not a really big alcohol guy, but you know, why not? But first, we got to get studying and play Skyrim at the same time because I have severe attention issues sometimes. So we're going to read and study and play Skyrim. But I have hope that tomorrow's going to be a good day. Tomorrow's going to be a combo day for the gym. It's going to be back and shoulders, which is actually an amazing fucking combo to have at the gym in one day. If you have a lot of time on your hands, just try a shoulders and back day and you will feel so pumped out of your damn mind. Alright, so we're starting with liver disease, which is kind of ironic considering. Alright, so I finished my assigned readings for the day. I mean, not really assigned, but I assigned myself to do readings every day. That back there is not whiskey. It is a fly trap I made out of apple cider vinegar because I have these fruit flies that piss me the hell off. But I just finished my readings. Been playing a little bit of Skyrim, grinding. Here, check out how much rich I am. $2 million. That's sick. So it's time for you know what. Ooh, so my honest review of this cheap vodka, I guess it's vodka. I'm not sure what it is, but it's like 49%, like really cheap $1 shots. It's pretty good. It's very like soda tasty like, but it just kicks you pretty hard in the throat, if you know what I mean. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the morning and then we'll hit up a good gym sesh. All right, here's the next morning. Woke up at like 7:30. We are making eggs today. Looks like they're all covered in fucking grease, making me a little bit heavier on the heavier side, but whatever, it's gonna taste good. I'm also going to do something I haven't done in several years. Cereal and milk. So today's pre-workout will probably be to finish this cherry Alani. I have about 100 milligrams of caffeine left in here, so that should be good enough for today. Another thing that I recommend people start doing, if you are into caffeine and you are a gym goer, I recommend getting these rainstorms from Dollar Tree. I don't know what's going on, but they have a sale where each one of these is about 67 cents. So this is 200 milligrams per can, and it tastes really good, and it's only 67 cents per can. So if you do the math, you could get like maybe 400, 600 milligrams of caffeine just for like $2. So yeah, today's goal for shoulders and back, like I said yesterday, is to do both of those because they feel great on the same day. And my goal for back today is my top set is to get a pull-up record of 100 pounds strapped onto me for 2 reps, maybe 3. Last time I got 3 reps, but that was with 90 pounds. And that felt pretty good. It was pretty clean. So hopefully I could get 100 for 2 reps today. And then for shoulders, my top set goal is to get the 75s, the dumbbells, for 10 reps overhead press on a seated bench. So that's my goal for today for my top sets. That's what I like to do for every workout. I like to set a goal for myself, something that's really hard, something really intimidating to accomplish every single workout. Because once you're able to do that, not only does it set a benchmark to make sure that you're still on track to make good strength goals or strength progress, it also like helps you stroke the ego a little bit and helps you like, have a little bit of fun in the gym. So those are my 2 goals for the day. And today I am also going a little bit easier on shoulders because yesterday I did chest and I blew out my triceps doing a lot of pressing. So today I'm going to go a little bit lighter with the top set for shoulders. Usually I would do like 75s for 12 reps or 80s for 10 reps. But let's just keep it conservative today. Let's keep it at 75 for 10 reps and see how we do. I just realized I forgot my straps. So let's see if I can find some in the gym because my grip, I don't know, about 100 pounds strapped on me. I don't know if my grip is strong enough for that. Yeah, it looks like we're using just grip strength today. Alright, so the second rep is kind of ugly, but you know, considering I don't have straps today, no grip support, that's not too bad. Not too bad, I'll take it. All right, so now we got back down sets. We're gonna do 1 plate attached for sets of 6, and we're gonna do 3 sets of those. So these are our volume sets.
All right, 2 more sets of this. You get the point. So next week exercise, we got some dumbbell seated shoulder press. So we're alternating between back and shoulder exercises so we don't burn out too quickly. We're gonna warm up with the 50s before we do our top set. Right, so now I went pretty hard. Got it up, so that's good. Now we're gonna do 3 sets, back downs, sets of 8 with the 70s. So I got this Supinate high row machine for my second back exercise. I'm not gonna report this part because it's kind of boring. It's just like a isolation kind of work thing. But yeah, it's my second one. We'll do 3 sets of this and move on. Now with that's over, we got some lateral raises for shoulders next because we're alternating. So we got 32s. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10 for laterals. Let's try a different angle. Will be the last back exercise. So we did a upright pull-ups. We did a high row, and then now we're doing a mid to low row. A little bit of the physique check, very mediocre, very average for someone lifting my amount of years. I'm not really much of an aesthetics guy, but it's not bad. Not bad. So last night I reviewed a little bit of a drink called 99. It was orange flavored and it tastes pretty good. So today I am reviewing Ratio Protein. I've never tried this yogurt before, but it is 25 grams of protein and 170 calories, which is a really good ratio, hence the name. So let's see how it goes. It just tastes like every other Greek yogurt, so not bad. Hold on now, I got a good idea. Let me get some cinnamon. Let me just try something real quick. Add this in. I'm gonna mix that around. All right, let's see what it looks like when it's like modified. Holy shit. So guys, if you want cheap protein that tastes really, really good, get Ratio Vanilla, 170, 25 grams, and then get some raw cinnamon. Just add it together. It tastes like a fucking horchata. So today's discussion will be about bench press numbers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's 225, 250, 275, 350. Yeah, on the surface level, it is just numbers, right? But for me, each one of those numbers represents a moment in my life, a moment where I overcame something difficult. And each one of those benchmarks, no pun intended, was the bench personal record that I associate with that time. If that doesn't make any sense, let me give you an example. During COVID-19, I was 19 years old and I was still like a really weak guy, like barely putting up like a plate 25 for reps. And then when COVID hit, it was like awful, right? Everybody knows that. And that sense of loneliness and sense of like despair and like boredom, straight boredom, you just had nothing to do for like 2 or 3 years straight. That's when I strove for a 225 bench press. And when I hit that goal, it felt great. I think I was like 160 pounds when I hit it. And I was like, whoa, that's the first time I had some testosterone, So naturally, the next goal was 275 on bench press, which is 2 plates, 245s, and then a 25. So it looks really nice and aesthetic. So that was my next goal. And the moment in my life that I associate with that was graduating college and applying to medical school, because that shit was so difficult. I would never want to do that shit ever again. But for me, that was my 275, being able to go into med school and just conquer college and just finish it all, do all the MCAT and stuff. So that was my 275. Now my 315 was, I would say my 315 was board exams for medical school. At the same time, during that last semester of year 2 of medical school, I was studying for boards, more specifically COMLEX level 1, which is like a whole lot of information. For me, I was also striving for that 315 bench at the same time. And when I finally hit that 315 bench, that's when I was like, wow, I'm finally average at bench press now. So I'm like, yes. And for me, that bench press is the equivalent difficulty of passing boards. So why am I saying all this? Why am I equating all these numbers to moments in my life? Well, I'm saying this because I use lifting as a gauge to see how far I've gone in my life. Like, whenever I bench 225, right now it's like a warm-up, I don't think anything of it. I just like go down, up, nothing of it, right? But that is a reminder that I am capable of going through hard things in life. For me, if I was to go through COVID all over again, I know I could do it, because look what I did back then and look what I can do now. And then when I think about, applying to medical school or applying to residency later on, I think back about when I was trying to hit 275 on bench, and that was horrible. But I was able to eventually get it after so many tries of hitting 275 on bench. Now that I'm confident that I am capable of that, because I could put up 275 any day of the week. And I don't know about 315. I don't know if I could still do that with 315, but it shows me that I had that ability to really push myself to that limit. So every time I hit 225, I am reminded of how far I've gone, of the shit I've been through. Every time I throw up 275 on bench, I remember the shit that I went through in medical, or applying to medical school. And every time I, put up numbers that I used to struggle with, it's a constant reminder that I've grown so much and that these things don't faze me anymore. And as you could kind of like imagine, I've kind of gotten some inspiration from Damo when he benched 405. For him, his 405 was to get his life back in order, to find happiness and joy and passion and purpose once more in his life, because he was going through a lot of difficult times. If you haven't seen that video yet, watch Damo's How 405 Saved My Life. That's a really good video to watch. But that's kind of like how I view these numbers now. Each number represents a point in your life where you struggled with something, or you went through something very traumatic or something very difficult. And now that you're able to just brush it off, just use it as a warm-up weight, you prove to yourself that you are capable of going through that all over again, because you're tougher now. So one final message I have for you guys is, think about the first time you benched one plate, 135. For me, it was in high school, and it was like my first time ever benching. I was like, oh, that was cool. But for me, that didn't really mean shit, because it's high school, There's not much difficulty going in through high school. But think about the times that you went through a phase in life that you found very difficult. Imagine what you could have done back then that you could use as a warm-up now, So in conclusion, numbers that you put up are not just numbers that, force times gravity times mass times weight equals this, 315 pounds, go straight down, physics. It's not only that, it's also a reminder, a visual and physical representation of your personal growth as a character, because you are stronger than you think. And when you put up those numbers that you used to struggle with, you are proving to yourself that you are a lot stronger than you think. So one final parting message is, what was your 135? What was your 225? What was your 315 and so on? Just think about how those things that you ever accomplish, I guess this only applies to people who go to the gym, but I guess if you do other things like run marathons, think about your life experiences when you first hit that 10-minute mile, that 8-minute mile, that 6-minute mile. What happened in your life at that time that now that you look back, you're like, oh, if I was put back in that time again, I would be strong as shit. So, just some food for thought. By the way, I'm gonna drink another one.